जू की जाय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मरण मोहन जू की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार अशुत ऋषित शिशुमार भक्तिवेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार अशुत ऋषित शिशुमार भक्तिवेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार अशुत ऋषित शिशुमार भक्तिवेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत शिशुमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत शिशुमार. So I spaced out for a second. Let me just focus again. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shata Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Ashatara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Vigyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupar Mahāprabhu Srila Gaurasundara Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupano Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Srila Baladevi Jibhushan Prabhu ki jai. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai. Shri Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Trai ki jai. Shri Krishna Ras Kaviraj Goswami Par ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadas Raghunath Shar Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namachay Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityānanda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandal Koramandal Vrajamandal Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradatta Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kund Shama Kund ki jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakt Jai. Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata ki jai. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. The Gaudiya Bhashya of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Nitāi Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Jai Śrīmad Nityānanda Prabhu ki jai. Alright, so we will begin with the Mangala Charan. Let me just open it up. Hari Bol Champak Mataji. Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo ajanulambita bhujau kanakavadato sankirtanaika pitaro kamalaya vishvambharo dvijavaro yugadharma palo Vande Jagat Priyakaro Karunavataro Namastrikala Satyaya Jagannatha Sutaya Cha Sabhrityaya Saputraya Sakalatraya Te Namaha. Jai 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 Vishwambhara Dvijaraj Jai Vishwambhara Priya Vaishnava Samaj Gaurachandra Jai Dharma Setu Mahadhir Jai Sankirtanamoy Sundar Sharir Jai Nityanandir Bandhava Dhana Pran Jai Gadadhar Advaitera Prema Dham Jai Shri Jagadananda Priya Atishay Jai Vakreshwar Kashishwarir Hridaya Jai Jai Shiva Sari Priya Varganath Jiva Prati Koro Prabhu Shubha Drishtipat Madhya-khaṇḍa Katha Jena Amriter Khanda Je Katha Shunile Ghuche Antar Pashanda Madhya-khaṇḍa Katha Bhai Shuno Ekachitte Sankirtan Aramba Hoilo Jeno Mate. O dear brothers, please hear attentively the topics of Madhya-khaṇḍa, wherein the inauguration of the Sankirtan pastimes is described. Tavaivasmi na jivami tvaya vina iti vigyaya devi tvam nayamang charanantikam bhaktya vihina aparada lakshay kshiptashtakamaditaranga madhe kripa mai tvam sharanam prapanna vrinde namaste charanaravindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityānanda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Śrīvāsa Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Oh, Haribol Ganga Mataji and Raseshwari Mataji. Haribol. Okay, so now we are beginning. We're reading the Glories of Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata and Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. Ore Mura Lok Shuno Chaitanya Manga Chaitanya Mahima Jate Jani Beshaka Krishna Lila Bhagavate Kohe Ved Vyas Chaitanya Lila Vyas Vrindavana Das Koilo Chaitanya Manga Jahara Shravane Nashi Sarva Amanga Chaitanya Nitāi Jate Jani Mahima Jate Jani Krishna Bhakti Siddhanter Sima Bhagavate Jata Bhakti Siddhanter Sar Likhiya Cheniha Jani Koriya Udhar Chaitanya Mangala Shune Jari Pashandi Javan Sheho Maha Vaishnava Hoy Tatakhan Manushe Rachite Nare Aiche Granta Dhanya Vrindavana Dasa Mukhe Vakta Shri Chaitanya Vrindavana Dasa Pore Koti Namaskar Aiche Granta Korite Ho Tarila Sangsar Narayani Chaitanyer Uchishta Bhajan Tar Garve Janmila Shri Dasa Vrindavan Tar ki Adbhuta Chaitanya Charita Varnan Jahara Shravane Shuddha Koila Tribhuvan Sahaje Vichitra Madhur Chaitanya Vihar Vrindavana Dasa Mukhe Amriter Dhar. By nature, all the activities of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu are very wonderful and sweet, and when they are described by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, they become like a shower of nectar. Jai Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki Jai. The Gaudiya Bhashya of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai. Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata ki Jai. Śrī Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Jai. Jai Śrī Nityānanda Prabhu ki Jai. Śrī Nitāi Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. All right, so let us begin. Let's just look at the previous chapter first to get the flow. Chapter 3. Okay, so the previous chapter was the Lord manifests his Varaha form in the house of Murari and meets with Nityananda. Actually, maybe because we still have, it's 7:11, so we have a good amount of time now. Maybe let's just read the verses that we went over yesterday, the translations, because that was so juicy. So, I'd like to read it over and over again. Okay, 141. Oops, wrong chapter. 141. Okay. Okay, so Nityananda, he left home, went traveling for around 2 decades, and then he arrived in Nityananda. He arrived in Navadvip. At the end of Nityananda's travelings, he spent a good amount of time in Vrindavan. Don't know exactly how much time he spent in Vrindavan, but it was a long time, that's all. And in this way, Nityananda resided in Vrindavan. While in Navadvip, Gaurachandra revealed himself. Now his pastimes of Sankirtan pastimes have officially begun. He's revealed himself. So now, Nityananda knew it's time. The Lord constantly engaged in Sankirtan in great happiness. Yet he became unhappy on not seeing Nityananda. Nityananda understood that the Lord had manifested himself. He had waited in Vrindavan for this very moment. On realizing this, that the Lord finally manifested himself, he immediately went to Navadvip, where he stayed at the house of Nandan Acharya. Nandan Acharya was a Mahābhāgavat. He saw that the bodily effulgence of Nityananda was equal to the sun. Nityananda appeared as a great avadut with a large body, prakanda sharir. He was always grave and most sober, Mahadir. He chanted the names of Krishna day and night. He was the abode of Lord Chaitanya, incomparable within the 3 worlds. Sometimes he roared loudly in his own ecstasy. He appeared greatly intoxicated, just like the incarnation of Balaram. His attractive face defeated the beauty of millions of moons, and his enchanting smile was the life and soul of the universe. The effulgence of his teeth defeated that of pearls, and his 2 broad reddish eyes increased the beauty of his face. His hands stretched down to his knees, and his chest was high. His two soft lotus feet were expert in movement. He spoke to everyone with great compassion. On hearing the words from his lotus mouth, one's bondage due to fruitive activities was destroyed. When Lord Nityananda arrived in Nadia, there were shouts of joy all over the world. Who can describe the glories of that Lord who broke the sannyas danda of Gaurasundara? The entire universe is purified by chanting the names of He who delivered the fallen, the foolish, and the merchants. Nandanacharya welcomed Nityananda Prabhu, fed him, and kept him in his house. Anyone who hears about the arrival of Nityananda in Navadvip will certainly receive the Prem Dhan, the wealth of love. When Vishwambar understood that Nityananda had arrived, he became unlimitedly joyful at heart. On some pretext, the Lord had previously given the Vaishnavas some hint about Nityananda's arrival, yet none of them had understood. "O brothers, within 2 or 3 days, some great personality will come here." By providence, after worshipping Vishnu that same day, Gaurachandra soon met with all the Vaishnavas. The Lord told everyone, "Today I have seen something wonderful in a dream. A chariot adorned by a flag marked with a palm tree and expert in bestowing the essence of life on all people, arrived at my doorstep. This chariot arrived at my doorstep. Within the chariot, I saw someone with a huge body. He held a post on his shoulder, and his movements were unsteady. In his left hand, he carried a water pot wrapped with cane. He was dressed in blue garments, and his head was decorated with a blue cloth. His left ear was decorated with a charming earring. By his characteristics, I could understand that he was none other than Haladhar. He repeatedly inquired 10 or 20 times, "Is this the house of Nimai Pandit? Is this the house of Nimai Pandit?" He was dressed like an avadut and appeared to be most powerful. I have never seen such a personality before. I was filled with respect on seeing him and asked, "Which great personality are you?" He smiled and said, "I am your brother. Tomorrow we will meet." I became most pleased by hearing his words, and I considered myself to be identical with him. While speaking in this way, the Lord lost his external consciousness and roared loudly in the mood of Haladhar. The Lord repeatedly cried out, "Bring wine! Bring wine!" His cry was so loud that everyone's eardrums were almost broken. Dui karna pate. Haribol Krishnamai Didi. Śrīvāsa Pandit said, "Please hear me, O Goshai. The wines that you are demanding is available only with you. Only one whom you give it to can have it." The devotees were trembling as they looked on from a distance. All the Vaishnavas contemplated. There must be a reason for this. The reddish-eyed Lord recited poems and laughed as his body swayed back and forth like Sankarshan. After a while, the Lord returned to his normal state. Then the friend of Balaram began to explain the meaning of the dream. And we read in the Gaudiya Bhasha, an alternative meaning to this is Ram Mitra, which refers to Hanuman, the friend of Ram, and then that would refer to Murari Gupta. It appears to me that some great personality has arrived here. That was the second meaning, though. The primary meaning, I think, is Mahaprabhu. I have already previously informed you that we will soon meet a great personality. O Haridas, O Śrīvāsa, go immediately and see who has come. On the order of the Lord, the two Mahabhagavats happily searched throughout Navadvip. While searching in this way, they confided to each other, "It seems Lord Sankarshan has come." Overwhelmed in ecstasy, the two looked everywhere, but were unable to get any indication of where he was. They looked all over Nadia for 9 hours without finding anyone, and then returned to the Lord. The two informs the Lord, "We have not found anyone new. We have searched the residences of the Vaishnavas, the sannyasis, and grihastas. We have even gone to the houses of the atheists. We have looked all over Navadvip, but we did not go outside Navadvip." Gaurachandra smiled as he heard their report. By this pastime, he revealed that Nityananda is most confidential. And yesterday, Kishore made a point. He said that Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Goswami Maharaj explains that they couldn't find Nitāi because Mahaprabhu reveals the Guru. Krishna gives Guru, and the Guru gives Krishna. Okay. Some persons sing the glories of Gaurachandra in this incarnation and run away when they hear the name of Nityananda. If one worships Govinda but does not respect Lord Shiva, as a result of this sin, he will go to the abode of Yamaraj. I think I remember reading was it in the first chapter of the Adi-khaṇḍa? I think so, or somewhere like that. It said, we read that it's better not to even have any faith in Mahaprabhu at all, like just to be a complete atheist, than to have faith in Mahaprabhu but not in Nityananda Prabhu. Better don't have faith in God at all than to accept one and not accept the other. In this incarnation, Lord Nityananda is most confidential. One can see him only when Lord Chaitanya reveals him. The progress of anyone who blasphemes him without understanding the depth of his characteristics is obstructed, even if he achieves devotional service to Vishnu. Devotees like Śrīvāsa certainly know the truth regarding Nityananda, but for some curious reason they could not find him. After a while, the Lord smiled and said to everyone, the Lord smiled and said, "Everyone, come and see him with me." All the devotees happily went with the Lord while chanting, "Jai Krishna." Śrī Gaurasundara led all the devotees to the house of Nandan Acharya. Sitting there was one great jewel-like personality, Śrīmad Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Everyone saw that his effulgence was like that of millions of suns, Koti Surja. No one could understand his internal mood. He was absorbed in happiness from his meditation, and he continually smiled. Understanding his pure devotional mood, Vishvambar and the devotees offered him obeisances. Everyone then stood there, watching him in awe and reverence, without speaking a word. Mahaprabhu Vishvambar stood directly in front of Nityananda, who immediately recognized the Lord of his life. The form of Vishvambar was as attractive as that of Cupid. He was decorated with divine sandalwood pulp, flower garlands, and garments. How can the luster of shining gold be compared with his body? Even the moon desires to see his face. Accompanied by the devotees, the most enchanting Śrī Gauranga and Nityananda wander throughout Navadvip. The value of pearls is minimized on seeing his beautiful teeth, and one loses consciousness on seeing his tied-up hair. One who sees his elongated lotus eyes wonders whether other lotuses exist. His hands reach down to his knees, and his raised chest is adorned with a thin white Brahman thread. His forehead is beautified with marks of tilak, and his entire body looks most enchanting, even without ornaments. What is the beauty of millions of jewels compared with the beauty of his toenails? What is the use of nectar when we see his smile? Accepting Śrī Caitanya and Nityananda Prabhu as my life and soul, I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their lotus feet. So that was what we read yesterday. And now, today, Chapter 4, Revelation of Nityananda's Glories. Haribo Vidyalala Sadidi. Okay, so this is the commentary. The Kathasar, the synopsis, written by Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj. 1 second, just stretching. Oh, okay. This chapter we're going to read the full chapter today also. It's 4,496 words. This chapter describes the various devices employed by Śrī Gaurasundara to reveal Śrī Nityananda Prabhu's glories. To reveal Nityananda's glories to his devotees. Mahaprabhu's instruction to Śrīvāsa to recite a verse from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Nityananda's falling unconscious and exhibiting various transformations of love on hearing the verse from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Mahaprabhu's embracing Nityananda, Mahaprabhu and Nityananda's conversation by signs, Nitai's revealing the purpose of Mahaprabhu's appearance, and the author's description of Nityananda's glories. So that was a very short synopsis. Now we're going to hear more in-depth synopsis. When Mahaprabhu understood that When Mahaprabhu understood that Nityananda Prabhu had arrived at the house of Nandanacharya, he immediately went there with his associates and offered Nityananda obeisances. Śrī Nityananda Prabhu, who is none different from Śrī Baladev, enacted the pastime of relishing the beauty of his eternally worshipable Śrī Gaurasundara through all his senses. Then Śrī Gaurasundara, the super soul of everyone, instructed Śrīvāsa to recite a verse from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam to reveal the glories of Nityananda Prabhu. Understanding the hint of the Lord, Śrīvāsa recited a verse describing Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes, whereupon Śrī Nityananda, who is the personification of ecstatic love, fell unconscious to the ground. According to the instructions of Mahaprabhu, Śrīvāsa Pandit continued reciting verses, and after some time, Nityananda Prabhu regained his consciousness. When Nityananda again fell to the ground, everyone became frightened and prayed to Krishna for his protection. As the devotees saw various transformations of love of God manifest in the body of Nityananda, they all became stunned and attempted to hold him still. When they failed in their attempts, Mahaprabhu personally took Nityananda in his arms. After a while, Nityananda regained his external consciousness, and the Vaishnavas all became jubilant. As Gadadhar, who knows Nityananda's glories, saw that apparent contradiction, in other words, when he saw the same Nityananda who in the form of Ananta serves Gaurasundara in his 10 different forms, when he saw that same Ananta who serves Gaurasundara in his 10 different forms was now lying on the lap of Mahaprabhu, he began to smile within his mind. Yes, Ananta Shesh, who's the bed of Vishnu, and now he's it's like opposite now. They're taking opposite roles right now. After thus meeting Nityananda, Gaurasundara disclosed Nityananda's confidential characteristics through various words of praise. And after the two sufficiently conversed with each other through gestures, the Lord asked Nityananda where he came from. As Nityananda Prabhu described his travels to the holy places, he revealed the purpose of Mahaprabhu's appearance. In other words, he personally disclosed that Mahaprabhu was none different from the son of Nanda Maharaj, and had now appeared in Navadvip in his most magnanimous form. On hearing the conversation between Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, the devotees began to contemplate in various ways. Although they did not understand the confidential meaning of their conversation, they nevertheless understood that both were long known to each other, and both were worshipable lords. Although Nityananda Prabhu belongs to the category of worshipable, he eternally engages in various services to Śrī Gaurasundara, who is none different from the son of Nanda Maharaj. No one is qualified to serve Gaurasundara without the mercy of Nityananda. The body of Nityananda Prabhu is none different from that of Śrī Gaurasundara. Those who desire to cross the ocean of material existence and merge in the ocean of devotional service should take shelter of the lotus feet of Śrī Nityananda, for this is the only means to achieve the desired goal. Okay, so now we begin the chapter. Jai Jai Jagat Jivana Gora Chandra Anukshan ho smriti tava pada dvandva. Hari Bol Janardhan Prabhu. All glories to Śrī Gaurachandra, the life and soul of the entire universe. May your lotus feet be constantly fixed in my mind. Nityananda Sammukhe Rahila Vishwambhar Chinilene Nityananda Apana Ishwar. As Vishwambar stood in front of Nityananda, Nityananda recognized his worshipable Lord. Harishe stambhita hoila Nityananda Rai, Eka drishti hoy Vishvambara rupa chai. Nityananda became stunned in ecstasy as he stared at the beautiful form of Vishvambhar. Rasanai lihe jeno darashanapan bhuje jeno alingan nasikaye gran. He appeared to be licking that beautiful form with his tongue, drinking it with his eyes, embracing it with his arms, and smelling it with his nose. Gaudiya Bhashya by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. On seeing the beautiful form of Gaurasundara, Nityananda displayed the pastime of relishing that form as if by licking it with his tongue, drinking it with his eyes, embracing it with his arms, and smelling it with his nose. Ei mata Nityananda hoya stambhita, na bole na kore kichu shabe vismita. In this way, Nityananda became stunned. He neither spoke nor did anything. Everyone there was astonished. Bhujilen sarva prananata gorarai, Nityananda janaite srijala upai. Lord Gauranga, the life and soul of all, then devised some means of revealing the identity of Nityananda. Gaudiya Bhashya. Gaurasundara, the Lord of everyone's heart, understood Nityananda's service propensity. Thinking of a means to reveal his own form to Nityananda, he told Śrīvāsa Pandit to recite a verse glorifying the beautiful form of Krishna. Ingite Śrīvāsa prati bolilo Thakure, Bhagavater ek shloka pata kori bare. The Lord indicated that Śrīvāsa should recite a verse from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Prabhur ingita bujhi Śrīvāsa Pandita, Krishna dhyana ek shloka porilo tvarita. Understanding the Lord's gesture, Śrīvāsa Pandit immediately recited a verse in glorification of Krishna's characteristics. Okay, this is a very famous verse. I think this is said to be like one of the most beautiful verses of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam describing Krishna's beauty. This is from Venu Geet, right? I think so. Parha pidam natavara vapu karnayo karnikaram bibhradvasa kanaka kapisham Vaijayantim chamalam Randran veno radara sudaya Purayan gopa vrindair Vrindaranyam swapadaramanam Pravishad gita kirti. It's the same meter as Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapara Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavangscha. Yeah, same meter. Okay, so the meaning is, wearing a peacock feather ornament on his head, blue karnikar flowers on his ears, a yellow garment as brilliant as gold, and the Vaijayanti garland, Lord Krishna exhibited his transcendental form as the greatest of dancers as he entered the forest of Vrindavan, beautifying it with the marks of his footprints. He filled the holes of his flute with the nectar of his lips, and the cowherd boys sang his glories. Oh, Hari Bol, Shubhananda Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. So as soon as Nityananda heard this verse, he fell unconscious to the ground. Anande murchita hoila Nityananda rai, poro poro Śrīvāsa re Gauranga shikai. As Lord Nityananda lost consciousness in ecstasy, Gauranga instructed Śrīvāsa to continue reciting. Poro, poro, read, or recite these verses. Shloka shuni koto khane hoila chetan tabe Prabhu lagilen korite krandan. Hearing the verses for some time, he regained his consciousness and began to cry. Puna puna shloka shuni baraye unmar Pramananda bhedaye heno shuni singhanad. His madness increased as he heard the continual recitation of verses. He roared so loudly that the sound pierced the universe. Alakite antarikshe paraye achara sabe mane bhabe kiba churna hoilo hara. He suddenly jumped in the air and fell forcefully to the ground. Everyone there thought that his bones were smashed. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word alakite means unnoticed by people. Those who were watching could not imagine beforehand that by hearing those verses, such a situation would arise. The word antarike, above the surface of the earth, in the air, or while jumping. I guess while in the air, so that means jumping, right? If you're like up in the air, that means you're jumping. Okay. On Shubhanandaru, has your Gurudev left? Has Shripad
Haribo,
Bodhanath?
yes, he
Okay.
left for Mumbai today, and maybe today night or tomorrow morning, early morning, he is leaving India for UK.
Okay. Very nice.
2 months tour of preaching tour of worldwide. Yes.
Okay. Very nice. Anyer ki dai Vaishnaver lage bhoy Rakho Krishna Sabe Sangyarai. I don't know how to. Yeah, because it's something different. It's not like how it looks. Anyways. What to speak of others? Even the Vaishnavas were frightened. They prayed, "Oh Krishna, please protect him." Because he was jumping up and then falling to the ground. It seemed like his bones were smashing. So they prayed, "Oh Krishna, please protect him." Hare Krishna Brishti Roy. Gada gadi jai Prabhu Pritibir tole Kalevar purna hoilo nayaner jale. As the Lord rolled on the ground, his entire body became wet with tears of love. Vishwambhar mukha chahi chade ghana shvas Antare ananda kone kone mahahas. He sighed deeply while looking at the face of Vishwambar. His heart was full of ecstasy, and he repeatedly laughed loudly. Kone nrita kone nata kone bahutal kone joda lampha de dekhi bhalo. One moment he danced, one moment he bowed down, one moment he clapped his hands, and one moment he jumped wonderfully with his feet together. It's interesting. Jod Lampha. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word bahutal refers to the sounds made by wrestlers as they slap their arms in the wrestling arena. The phrase joda lampa means jumping with one's legs together. After reading for this phrase is goda lampa, which means jumping like a horse. Sorry, did I say after? I meant to say another reading for this phrase is goda lampa. Jumping like a horse, isn't that? Anyways, I was gonna say Gangnam style. That's jumping like a horse, but probably different than that. Dekhiya Arbuta Krishna Unmara Ananda Shakala Vaishnava Shange Kande Gora Chandra. Seeing his amazing ecstatic madness and love of Krishna, Gaura Chandra and all the Vaishnavas began to cry. Puna puna bare shukh ati anibar dhoren sabai ke ho nare dhori bar. His happiness constantly increased. Although they tried to hold him still, they were unable. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word anibar refers to that which cannot be checked. Dhorite narila jodi Vaishnava shakale Vishwambhar loilen apanara kole. When all the Vaishnavas failed to hold him, still Vishwambar personally took him in his arms. Vishwambar kole matra gela Nityananda samarpiya pranatane hoila nishpanda. As soon as Nityananda was taken on Vishwambar's lap, he surrendered his life to the Lord and became motionless. Nishpanda. Jar pran tane Nityananda samarpiya Achen Prabhur kole acheshta hoya. Nityananda surrendered his life to whom it belonged and remained inert in the Lord's lap. Bhashe Nityananda Chaitanyer Prem Jale Shakti Hoto Lakshman Jeheno Rama Kole Prem Bhakti Bane Murcha Gela Nityananda Nityananda Kole Kori Kande Gora Chandra. Nityananda floated in the waters of Chaitanya's love. Just as Lakshman remained in the lap of Ramachandra after being hit by the Shakti Shila arrow, Nityananda lost consciousness due to being hit by the arrow of ecstatic love. Holding Nityananda on his lap, Gaurachandra began to cry. Gaudiya Bhashya. Just as Lord Ramachandra took Lakshman on his lap after he was hit by the Shakti Shela arrow, Gaurasundara took on his lap Nityananda, who is motionless and overwhelmed with ecstasy. In this case, ecstatic love acted as the arrow. Ki ananda viraha hoilo dui jane purve jeno shuniyachi Shri Rama Lakshmane. The exchange of happiness that the two enjoyed was similar to what is heard of between Ram and Lakshman. Gaurachandra Nityanande Sneher Jesima Shri Rama Lakshmana Bahi Nahiko Upama. There is no comparison to the affection between Gaurachandra and Nityananda other than that which is found between Ram and Lakshman. Bahya pailena Nityananda koto khane Hari dvani jai dvani kore sarva gane. After some time, Nityananda regained his external consciousness, and all the devotees chanted the name of Hari. Nityananda kole kori ache Vishwambar Viparita deki mane hase Gadadhar. When Gadadhar saw Nityananda on the lap of Vishwambar, he was surprised by the reversal of roles and smiled within. Gaudiya Bhashya. Seeing Nityananda on the lap of Gaurasundara, Gadadhar became astonished. Rather than Nityananda carrying and serving Gaurasundara, Gaurasundara held Nityananda at this juncture and thereby created the impression of a reversal in roles. Mahavishnu was no longer lying on Anantashesh, but it was Anantashesh lying on Mahavishnu. Like that. Jai Ananta Niravadi Dhore Vishwambar Ajitar Garva Churna Koler Bhitar. The pride of Ananta, who constantly holds Vishwambar, is smashed today while being held in the Lord's lap, while himself being held in the Lord's lap. Nityananda Prabhaver Gyata Gadadhar Nityananda Gyata Gadadharer Antar. Gadadhar knows the glories of Nityananda, and Nityananda knows the mind of Gadadhar. Gaudiya Bhashya. Gadadhar is Gaurasundara's most confidential energy. Therefore, he knows the wonderful glories of Gaura's servant, Nityananda. Nityananda also more or less knows the mind of Gadadhar. There's a beautiful description of the relationship between Gadadhar Pandit and Nityananda Prabhu at the end, like towards the end of Adi-khaṇḍa. Yeah, it's such a beautiful description. Nityananda dekhiya shakal bhaktagan Nityananda moy hoilo sabakar man. While watching Nityananda, the minds of all the devotees became filled with eternal bliss. Nityananda Gaura Chandra dohe doha dekhi keho kichu nahi bole jhare matra aanki. As Nityananda and Gaura Chandra gazed at each other, they did not speak a word as tears flowed from their eyes. Suvi Bhranam Bhratur Karasarasijam Ko Malataram Mito Vaktra Loko Chalita Paramananda Hridayam. As the two brothers, that's from Nityananda Ashtakam, as the two brothers gazed, constantly gazed at each other's face, their hearts soared upwards in love. Wait, what is it? Yeah, Uchalita Paramananda Hridayam. Their hearts went up in Premananda as they gazed at each other's face. That's Nityananda Ashtakam. Donhe donha dekhi boro. Donhe donha dekhi boro harisha hoila. Donhar nayana jale prithvi bhashila. They were both filled with happiness on seeing each other. The earth became flooded with their tears. Janardhan says, Jai, Jai, Hari, Hari. Vishwambar bole Shubha Divas Amar Dekhilaya Bhakti Yoga Chari Vedasar. Vishwambar said, Today is an auspicious day for me, for I have seen devotional service, which is the essence of the four Vedas. Gaudiya Bhashya. Devotional service alone is the purport and essence of the four Vedas. The Vedic literatures have ascertained devotional service as the only essence. When the living entity's full knowledge is awakened, then devotional service, which is his eternal propensity, is aroused. A heart that is filled with the service attitude is qualified to achieve knowledge of the Supreme Lord, and after achieving knowledge, it becomes fixed in the service of the Lord. E kampa e ashru, e garjana hunkar, e haki ishwar shakti boy hoy ar. Are such shivering, such tears, and such loud roaring possible for anyone other than one who is empowered by the Lord? Sakrit e bhakti yoga nayane dekhile, tahare O Krishna na charen kon kale. Krishna will never forsake one who even once directly sees such devotional service. Gaudiya Bhashya. Krishna can never leave the fortunate servant who sees such mental and physical transformations of love in the course of Nityananda's service. Pujilam Ishwarer, Tumi Purna Shakti, Toma Bhajile She Jiva Pai Krishna Bhakti. Tumi Koro Chaturdasha Bhuvana Pavitra, Achintya Agamya Gura Tomar Charitra. Toma Dekhi Bek Heno Ache Konjan. Murti Manta Tumi Krishna Prema Bhakti Dhan. Tilar Deka Tomar Shanga Jai Janar Hoy. Koti Pap Thakile O Tar Manda Noy. Bhujilam Krishna More Koribe Udhar. Toma Heno Shanga Ani Dilen Amar. Mahabhage Dekhilam Tomar Charan. Toma Bhajile She Pai Krishna Prem Dhan. Abhishta Hoya Prabhu Gauranga Sundar. Nityanande Stuti Kore Nahi Avasar. I understand that you are the full power of Godhead. Only by worshipping you can a living entity attain devotional service to Krishna. You are able to purify the 14 worlds. Your confidential characteristics are inconceivable and unfathomable. Who is qualified to recognize you? For you are the personified wealth of loving devotion to Lord Krishna. If a person associates with you for even a moment, he will be delivered, even if he has committed millions of sinful activities. I have understood that Krishna will deliver me because he has given me your association. Out of great fortune, I have seen your lotus feet. It's only out of great fortune I have seen your lotus feet. Just by worshipping you, I will achieve the wealth of love for Krishna. Lord Gauranga was fully absorbed as he incessantly offered prayers to Nityananda. Gaudiya Bhashya. Gaurasundara was fully absorbed as he offered incessant prayers to Nityananda. He said, "You are the full manifestation of the Lord's energy and the personification of the Sandhini Shakti. Just by serving you, a living entity's propensity for serving Krishna is awakened. O Nityananda, you are capable of easily purifying the 7 upper planetary systems of Bhur, Bhuvar, Swar, Mahar, Janas, Tapas, and Satya, as well as the 7 lower planetary systems headed by Attala. Your activities are beyond the jurisdiction of the living entity's mental perception. Your confidential characteristics are incomprehensible to the living entities. In fact, no one is able to understand you in truth. You are the direct manifestation of ecstatic love and devotional service to Krishna. If anyone infested with millions of sinful activities attains your association for even a moment, he can never be called unfortunate. Although he is sinful, he is nevertheless most fortunate. I have clearly understood that Lord Krishna has sent you to deliver me. One who worships you will certainly attain the wealth of love for Krishna. Since I have attained the good fortune of seeing your lotus feet, it is to be understood that I have met with some particularly good fortune." Nityananda Chaitanyer Aneko Alap Shab Kata Thare Thore Nahi Ko Prakash. Nityananda and Chaitanya conversed with each other through signals and gestures that were unknown to others. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase tare tore means through signals, through gestures, or without speaking. Prabhu bole jigyasa korite kori bhoy, kon dika hoite shubha korile vijoy. The Lord said, I am afraid to ask, but from which direction have you come? Gaudiya Bhashya. Mahaprabhu asked Nityananda Prabhu, Shripad, from where have you made your auspicious arrival? Shishumati Nityananda Parama Vival, Balakir Prai Jeno Vachana Chanchal. The greatly overwhelmed Nityananda displayed the mentality of a child. He spoke with the restlessness of a young boy. E Prabhu avatirna janilen marma, kara joda kori bole hoi bodo namra. He understood, this is my Lord who has descended. He folded his hands and humbly spoke. Prabhu kore stuti shuni lajita hoiya, Vyapadeshe sarva katha kohen bhangiya. He was embarrassed on hearing the Lord glorify him, so he tactfully clarified the Lord's statements. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word Vyapadeshe means through gesture or through signal. Nityananda bole tirtha korilo anek Dekhilo Krishner sthan jatek Sthana matra dekhi Krishna dekhite na paয় Jigyasa korilo tabe bhalo lokathai Singhasana sab kene dekhi achadita Koho bhai sab Krishna gela kon bhita. Nityananda said, I have visited many holy places and seen various sites connected with Lord Krishna. I could only see the place, but I could not see Krishna. Then I inquired from some responsible persons why all the thrones were covered. I asked them, O brothers, where has Krishna gone? Gaudiya Bhashya. Hari Bol Sudevi Didi. Gaudiya Bhashya. Nityananda said, I have traveled to many holy places, but I found that Krishna was absent from every place related with Krishna. Then I asked from the local people, why are these places and thrones vacant? Where is Krishna who sits on these thrones and in these places? Tara bole Krishna giyachen goda deshe, gaya kori giyachen koteka divase. I'm just going to ignore that call. Sorry. They said Krishna. So the people told Nityananda Prabhu saying, they said Krishna has gone to Gauda Desh. He returned a few days ago from his visit to Gaya. Gaudiya Bhashya. When I made inquiries, some responsible persons told me, Krishna has left Mathura Mandal and gone to Navadip Mandal and Gauda Desh. He went to Gaya and has again returned to Nadia a few days ago. Nadiyai shuni bodo hari sankirtan, keho bole ethai janmilo narayan, patiter tran bodo shuni nadiyai, shuniya ailu mui pataki ethai. Sorry. I heard that in Nadia there's extensive congregational chanting of Lord Hari's glories, Hari Sankirtan. Someone said, Lord Narayan has taken birth there. I have also heard that sinful persons are delivered in Navadvip. Therefore, I, being most sinful, have come here. Gaudiya Bhashya. Nityananda said, I am afflicted with a burden of sinful activities. I have heard from people that Lord Narayan has taken birth in Navadvip, Sri Mayapur, and has inaugurated Hari Sankirtan. I am fallen, so I have come here to you with a desire for deliverance. Prabhu bole, Amra Shakal Bhagyavan, Tumi Heno Bhakter Hoilo Upasthan, Aji Krita Kritya Heno, Manilo Amra Dekhi. Sorry. Aji Krita Krita Heno, Manilo Amra Dekhilo Je Tomar Ananda Varidhara. The Lord said, we are all fortunate to have a great devotee like you among us. We consider that today our lives have become successful, for we have seen your flowing tears of love. Gaudiya Bhashya. The Lord replied, today we are most fortunate. Our lives have become successful by the arrival of a servant of the Lord like you, and by seeing your tears of love. The word upasthan, which is upa means near and sta means to remain, and bhave means bhave anat. So that means presence or come near. Sorry guys, I went to sleep really late, early this morning. Okay. Hasya Murari Bole Tomra. What is that? Okay. Hasya Murari Bole Tomara Uhatana Bhuji Kichu Amra Sabara. Murari smiled and said, You understand each other, but we do not understand anything you are saying. Gaudiya Bhashya. Murari smiled and said, the conversation that took place between Gaur and Nityananda, only they could understand. None of us could enter into those topics. The phrase Amra Sabara means all of us. Śrīvāsa bolen uha Amra ki bhuji Madhava Shankar Jeno Dohe Doha Puji. Shiva said, what can we understand of that? It is like Madhav and Shankar worshipping each other. Gaudiya Bhashya. Shiva said, we are unable to understand that means Mahāprabhu and Nityananda's conversation. This present situation is similar to when Hari and Hara formerly bewildered people by worshipping each other. Gadadhar bole bhalo, bolila pandita, she bhuji jeno Rama Lakshman charita. Gadadhar said, O Pandit, whatever you have said is correct. I think their characteristics resemble those of Ram and Lakshman. Gaudiya Bhashya. Gadadhar said, Srivas Pandit has spoken the truth. I think their sentiments are also similar to those aroused. I think their sentiments are similar to those aroused when Ram and Lakshman met each other. Keho bole dui jan, jeno dui kam. Keho bole dui jan, jeno Krishna Ram. Someone said, these two are just like two cupids. Someone else said, these two are like Krishna and Balaram. Gaudiya Bhashya. Some person said, both Gaur and Nityananda are just like Kamadev. They are the basis of all beauty and qualities of this world. Others said, these two are Krishna and Balaram. Keho bole ami kichu vishesh na jani, Krishna kole jeno shesh aila apani. Someone said, I do not know so much, but it appears that Lord Shesh is lying on the lap of Krishna. Gaudiya Bhashya. Some others said, I cannot understand much, but I think that Shesh has personally taken shelter of Krishna's lap. Geho bole dui sakha jeno Krishnarjun, she mata dekhilam sneha paripurna. Someone said, they are just like the two friends, Krishna and Arjuna, because they are filled with such affection. Gaudiya Bhashya. Some of them said, their friendship and affection is similar to that found between Krishna and Arjuna. Keho bole dui jane boro parichoy, kichui na bhuji shab thare thore koi. Someone else said, it seems they are well known to each other. I cannot understand anything they speak through their gestures. Gaudiya Bhashya. Yet others said, they are so compatible that their affection for each other cannot be understood by ordinary people. We only see a few gestures. E mata harishe shakal bhaktagan, Nityanande darshane koren kathan. In this way, all the devotees happily discussed the Lord's meeting with Nityananda. Nityananda Gaura Chandra donhe darshan, ihar shavane hoy bandha vimochan. Anyone who hears about the meeting between Nityananda and Gaurachandra is freed from material bondage. Shangi Shakha Bhai Chatra Shayan Vahan, Nityananda Bahi Anya Nahi Konajan. Nityananda alone serves the Lord as his companion, friend, brother, umbrella, bed, and carrier. Gaudiya Bhashya. No one other than Nityananda Prabhu can become Gaurasundar's companion, friend, brother, umbrella, to shelter from the sun rays. Only Nityananda is fully capable of serving Gaurasundar. In Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata Adi 5, 123-124, it is stated, he serves Lord Krishna assuming all the following forms. Umbrella, slippers, bedding, pillow, garments, resting chair, residence, scattered thread, and throne. Sorry guys, oh my god, I just started falling asleep. He is thus called Lord Shesh, for he has attained the ultimate end of servitude to Krishna. He takes many forms for the sake of Krishna, and thus he serves the Lord. Nana rupe seve Prabhu apana ichai, jare den adhikar she jana pai. He serves the Lord in various ways out of his own sweet will. Only one who is favored by him can be qualified to serve the Lord. Gaudiya Bhashya. Just by the mercy of Nityananda, a living entity becomes qualified to serve Śrī Gaurasundara. He is the source of all qualification for serving the Lord. When, out of compassion, he bestows the qualification on others, they also become qualified. Adideva Mahayogi Ishvar Vaishnav Mahimar Anta Iha Na Janaye Sab. Even the greatest Vaishnav and Yogi, Lord Mahadev, does not know the limit of his glories. Gaudiya Bhashya. Even Mahadev is incapable of establishing... Whoa, I fell asleep again. Even Mahadev is incapable of understanding the limits of Nityananda Prabhu's glorious service. Although Rudradev is most self-controlled and in the category of supreme controller, he is unable to serve Gaura in all respects like Nityananda. Yeah, it's a whole topic in Madhurya Kadambini, how Rudradev is also in the category of a supreme independent controller. But even he is unable to serve Gaur in all respects like Nityananda. Na janiya nindetar charitra agada. Good suggestion, Janardhan Prabhu. Thanks. Na janiya nindetar charitra agada, paya o Vishnu bhakti hoy tar badha. The progress of anyone who blasphemes him without understanding the depth of his characteristics is obstructed, even if he achieves devotional service to Vishnu. Gaudiya Bhashya. Even if by some good fortune they achieve devotion to Vishnu, those who are bereft of Nityananda Prabhu's service and who blaspheme him, being unable to appreciate his unfathomable pastimes, will be checked in their progress. And Kishore shared a verse that we were talking about at the beginning of this reading. It's from here. I'll put it up on the screen. We read this in Chaitanya. Oh, this is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 5, verse 177. Gets Kimva doha na maniya hoto pashanda ekamani are namani e mata bhanda. It would be better to be an atheist by slighting both brothers than a hypocrite by believing in one and slighting the other. It's better to be an atheist and slight Gaur and Nitāi rather than just one and not the other. Pretty strong words, huh? Chaitanyar priya deha Nityananda Ram ho mora prananata e manaskam. My only desire is that Nityananda Ram, who is most dear to Lord Chaitanya, may be the Lord of my life. Gaudiya Bhashya. Another reading of Priya Deha is Priya Seha, which means also dear. The phrase Priya Deha indicates that his body is non-different from that of the Lord. Tahar prasade hoilo chaitanyate mati, tahar agyailiki chaitanyer stuti. By his mercy, my mind became attracted to Lord Chaitanya, and by his order, I am writing this glorification of Lord Chaitanya. Raghunatha Jadunatha Jeno Nama Bhed E Mata Bhed Nityananda Baladev. Just as Raghunath and Jadunath are different names for the same person, I know that Nityananda and Baladev are different only in name. Gaudiya Bhashya. Just as Raghava Ramachandra and Yadava Krishna are non-different, yet their names are different because of their different pastimes, Nityananda and Gaurasundara are different from Baladev and Krishna only in name because of the difference in their pastimes. Samsarer par hoya bhaktir sagare je dubibe se bhajuka Nitāi chandere. This is a famous verse. Unless there are different parts that end with je dubibe se bhajuk Nitāi chandere. Yeah, I've heard this verse. Those who wish to cross the ocean of material existence and drown in the ocean of devotional service should worship Lord Nityananda. It's a beautiful verse, huh? Jai bagai e katha hoya tatpar sa goshtire tare vara data vishwambhar. Anyone who attentively chants these topics receives with his associates benedictions given by Vishwambar. Gaudiya Bhashya. Mahāprabhu awards benedictions to those persons, along with their friends, who engage in the service of Gaur Chandra and sing his glories under the direction of Nityananda. It's beautiful, huh? That's why we have to make connection with those Because it's not just those persons that he bestows benedictions, but with their friends also, who engage in the service of Gaurachandra and sing his glories under the direction of Nityananda. Jagate durlabha boro vishvambhar nam Shri Prabhu Chaitanya Sabaradhana Pran. The name of Vishvambar is very rare in this world. That Lord is Śrī Caitanya, the life and soul of all. Gaudiya Bhashya. Śrī Caitanya Dev is the all in all for the entire world and the life and soul of the 14 worlds. The name Vishvambar is very rare in this world. This Vishvambar is Śrī Caitanya. Those who sing the glories of taking shelter at the lotus feet of Nityananda, the dearmost servant of Śrī Vishvambar, are also rare. Such good fortune is not possible for everyone. That is why the name of Vishvambar is rare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Chanda Jana Vrindavana Dasata Chupada Jugegan. Accepting Śrī Caitanya and Nityananda Prabhu as my life and soul, I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their lotus feet. Thus ends our English translation of the Gaudiya Bhashya commentary on Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata, Madhya-khaṇḍa, Chapter 4, entitled Revelation of Nityananda's Glories. Jai Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai, Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Jai. Nityananda Gaur Milan ki Jai. What is it called? Anyways. Jai Shri Nitāi Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Let's sing one kirtan because we still have 10 minutes left. I'll sing one by Vrindavan Das Thakur also. Jai Jai Nityananda Rohini Kumar. Let's open that up. Jai Jai Nityananda. Oops. Okay. So this is also written by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. Means all glories to Śrī Nityananda Prabhu, the son of Rohini, to deliver the fallen souls, he extends his two arms. With a choked voice, he stammers sweetly. Whomever he sees, he lovingly embraces. Overflowing with prem, his eyes roll about restlessly, looking like bumblebees hovering over a golden lotus. The most merciful Lord, Śrī Nitāi, knows the sufferings of others. He has strung together a garland of the holy names, which he has bestowed upon the people of this world. He has subdued the sinners and the atheists, but he has distributed prem to the poor and the lowly. Calling out, "Alas, O Gauranga!" he falls to the earth. Nitai's whole body becomes soaked with the tears from his eyes. Within his heart, Vrindavan Das considers Śrī Nityananda Prabhu to be like Mount Sumeru falling upon the earth. Okay, so one second, let me just get the mridanga. Oh, Krishna. Okay, I am back. Okay. Let's sing this. We can sing this together. Wait, let me make sure that I have noise cancellation turned on. Turned off. Okay, I do. How should I sing this? Let's do the Gaur Govinda Goswami Maharaj melody. How does it go? Jaya Jaya Nityānanda O Rohini Kumar Patitayo Dara Lagi Dubahu Pasar Agara Gada Madhura Madhura Yadho Polo Jare Dekhe Tare Preme Dhori De Kola Adhaga Magalo Chanago Haraye Nirantar Shonara Kamale Jeno Piraye Brahmara Odayara Thakura Nitāi Paradukha Jane Hari Namer Mala Ganti Dilo Jaga Jane Papi Pashandi Jato Korilo Dalan Dinahina Jane Koila Prema Vitarana Ya Hare Gauranga Boli Pore Bhumi Tale Sharira Bhijilo Nitāi Nayane Rajale Sharira Bhijilo Nitāi Nayane Rajale Vrindavanā Dasamane E Vicharilo Dharani Upare Kiba Sumeru Porilo Jaya Jaya Nityānanda Rohini Kumar Patitayo Dhar Lagi Dubahu Pasara Patitayo Dhar Lagi Dubahu Pasara Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Nityananda, Jai Gaur Nityananda, Gaur Nityananda, Jai Gaur Nityananda, Jai Nitāi Gauranga, Jai Nitāi Gauranga, Nitāi Gauranga, Jai Nitāi Gauranga, Jai Sachinandana, Jai Gaura Hari, Nityananda Prandhana, Nadia Bihari, Nityananda Prandhana, Sankirtan Bihari, Jai Nitāi, Jaya Gaur, Jaya Nitāi, Jaya Gaur, oh Jaya Nitāi, Jaya Gaur, Jaya Nitāi, Jaya Gaur, Nitāi Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitāi Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitāi Gaur, Hari Bol. Shri Nitāi Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Jai Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai. Hari Bol, Kishore Prabhu. So good
Jai
evening.
Nitāi.
Jai Nitāi.
Jai Saprikar Shri Gauranga Ganharvada Giridhari Radhavinar Vihari Radhanainath Radharaman Vihari Radhamarva Shri Mahāprabhu Radhagopinath Jiv ki Jai Sri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Jiv ki Jai Jai Natyalela Pravishtam Vishnu Param Param Natyalela Pravishtam Vishnu Par Paramaham Sapriya Vrachakacharya Varya Nityananda Mahaprakash Gauranga Andaranga Shtotrashta Shishimad Bhaktivigan Bharat Goswami Guru Maharaj ki Jai जय नत्यालेल प्रविष्टों विष्णुपार परमहंस ब्रजचार्य वर्या नित्यानंद महाप्रकाश गौरंग अंतरंग स्तोत्र शिशिमार भक्तिभ्रांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज पति पावन श्रील गुरुदेव की जय जय नत्यालेल प्रविष्टों विष्णुपार स्तोत्र शिशिमार भक्ति बल तीर्थ गोस्वामी महाराज की जय नत्यालेल प्रविष्टों विष्णुपार स्तोत्र शिशिमार भक्तिभ्रांत वामन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमान भक्तिभ्रांत विक्रम गोस्वामी महाराज की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त श्री श्रीमान भक्ति शरंग गोस्वामी महाराज की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमान भक्तिभ्रांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय श्रील भक्तिभ्रांत स्वामी गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय जय नत्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशिमाद भक्ति द्वैतमाद गोस्वामी परम गुरु महाराज की जय जय नत्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशिमाद भक्ति प्रकांड केश गोस्वामी महाराज परम गुरुदेव की जय नत्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशिमाद जगरुरु श्री भक्ति श्री वर्षभाना विद्वैतरा शिल भक्ति सदांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय स्वाभिका शिल प्रभुपाद की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद परम महापरम भगवत प्रभार परमहंस स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमाद गौर किशोर दास जी महाराज की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद सप्तम गोस्वामी स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमाद सचितानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर महाशय की जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद वैष्णव सर्वम स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमाद जगन्नाथ जी महाराज की जय सूर्यकुंदवासी सिद्धाशिल मरसुंडस जी महाराज की जय श्री उर्वरास उदरानदास की जय करविनाथ आचार्य शिशिल बलदेव विभूषण प्रभु की जय महामहोपाध्याय शिरोमणि शल विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर पार की जय शिल रसिकानंद मुरारी प्रभु की जय शिशिल रामचंद्र कविराज की जय श्री लोचन दास ठाकुर की जय शील नरोत्तम श्रीनिवास श्यामानंद प्रभु त्राय की जय श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय नित्यानंद प्रिय शिष्य अधिकावी शिल वृंदावन दास ठाकुर महाशय की जय। श्री अष्टकविराज सुरजान नित्यानंद पुष्पपाल श्री चौषति महंत की जय। जय श्री रूप श्री सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट रास रघुनाथ सर्गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। श्री नंदाचार्य की जय। जय श्री स्वरूप दामोदर आनंद लोकनाथ गर्भ अति गौर परिशार वृंद की जय। नमाचार्य शील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। शिल ईश्वर परिपार की जय। शील मारविंद्र परिपार की जय। श्री लक्ष्मीपति तीर्थ पार की जय। जय श्री अंतरदीप मायापुर समन्दीप गौतम दीप मध्यदीप कलिदीप ऋतुदीप जानदीप माधुरा द्रुमादीप रुद्रदीप मात्मक श्री नाभदीप धाम की जय। श्री नंदनाचार्य भगवान की जय। जय श्री एक चक्र धाम की जय। श्री हडुन गंध की जय। श्री निताय कुंड की जय। श्री पंडवल तिला की जय। श्री गर्भवास मंदिर की जय। जय श्री हटाई पंडित की जय। श्री पद्मावती देवी की जय। श्री बंकिम राय की जय। जय श्री निताय की जय। जय श्री शांतिपुर धाम की जय। जय गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। श्री श्री गौर गदाधर जी की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ गोपी कपागो गिरि गोवर्धन वर्षात वनाथ माक श्री ब्रज मंडल धाम की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गंगा सखी अमन सखी तुलसी भक्ति देवी की जय। वृषभानुनंदिनी श्रीमती राधा रानी ठाकुरानी की जय। श्री ललिता विशाखा चित्र चंपकलता तुंग विद्या इंदुलेख रंग देवी सुदेवी हरि सत्य वृंद की जय। श्री आनंद प्रेम मंजलाल श्री रूपद मंग राग विलस गुणरति कस्तूरी कमल नयन मणि हरिमंजारी वृंद की जय। श्रीमती वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भगवती पूर्णमा शिवमाय देवी की जय। श्री गोपीश्वर सर शिव महादेव की जय। श्री सुबाल मर मंगल हरि सक वृंद की जय। श्री धाव भैया की जय। राधा परंकित राम श्री वृंदावन की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा सुदर्शन चक्र नीलमाधव जी की जय। श्री कट्टक विनाथ की जय। शिल प्रभुपाद जन्मस्थान की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथपुरी पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र मंडल नीलाचल धाम की जय। सर्वा विघ्न विनाशन करे भक्त विघ्न विनाश श्री नरसिंह देव की जय। भक्तराज भक्त प्रवर श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। श्री प्रहलाद श्री नरसिंह की जय। श्री चरिराम श्री संप्रदाय चर्य आचार्य की जय। श्री मध्वार मनुज विष्णु स्वामी नंबद्याचार्य आचार्य की जय। आकर मतरा श्री चैतन्य मार की जय। श्री गौरीमार वृंद की जय। अनंतरा श्रीमाद भगवताम भगवद गीता चैतन्य चरितामृत चैतन्य भगवत नित्यानंद चरितामृत जैव धर्म आदि सर्व गौरी वैष्णव ग्रंथ वृंद की जय। त्रिभुवन मंगल श्री हरिनाम प्रभु की जय। त्रिभुवन मंगल श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन धर्म की जय। त्रिभुवन मंगल धन्य कलयुग ब्रह्म श्री हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे महामंत्र की जय। श्री आनंद करी वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री समकट गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री निताय गौरंग मिलान की जय। श्री निताय गौरंग मिलान की जय। श्री गौरंगन श्री निताय गौरंग मिलान की जय। श्री चैतन्य भगवान की जय। शिल वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय। शिल प्रभुपाद भक्ति सुरान सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर की जय। शिल प्रभुपाद गौरी वश्य की जय। जय श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम वृंदाई तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदेवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः। पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय निताय।
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Jai Nitāi. Hari Bol, Kishore Krishna Prabhu, Nari Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Krishna Mai Didi, Shubhananda Prabhu, and let's see, on YouTube and Facebook, who is all there? There is Ganga Mataji, Raseshwari Mataji, Vidyalala Sadidi, Janardhan Prabhu, Brishti Roy, Sudevi Didi, and everybody else. Dandavat pranams. Thank you so much for joining this reading. And tomorrow we will read, well, I have to look at the calendar for when is the appearance day of Srila Bhakti Jivan Janardhan Goswami Maharaj, because I was thinking one day before that we could read from, we could start reading from this book, Rupa Nugupajan. I have the PDF of it now. But if it's not his appearance day tomorrow, I mean like the day before his appearance day tomorrow, then we will read chapter 5, Lord Nityananda's Vyas Puja ceremony and his darshan of the Lord's, and his darshan of the Lord's six-armed form. So that will be our reading for tomorrow. All right, so right now, Pradyumna Babaji Maharaj, who's in charge of the cooking in the kitchen during Kartik time and Navadip Parikrama time, like the really big, anyways, he just came here, and these, so they're just about to take prasad right now, so, yeah, so I'm going to be going, well, yeah, if anybody has anything that they want to say, then we can say it, and then we'll end.
The Gurudev's Babaji disciple from the Philippines?
You mean Krishna Karunya? Well, not.
No, Das Babaji.
Yeah, I don't know him so well. Paramananda, you mean?
Oh, I mean Paramananda Das Babaji. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen him forever. I don't know where he is anymore. Yeah.
To be honest, I just heard his name like 2 weeks ago.
Oh. Yeah, I'd be curious to know what's going on with him because I haven't seen him for years.
I don't know him.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, so Dandavat Pranams, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the Vyas Puja. Vyas Puja celebration. This is an exciting chapter of Caitanya-bhāgavata. Wait, Nityananda was Vyas Puja. Yeah, anyways, we'll read tomorrow. All right.